السودان.
هل انت شاب وبتفتش عن برنامج تعليمي؟ زون 72 برنامج خاص لك انت، بيتم فيه مناقشة كتير من المواضيع اللي بخصك، وفيه انت ممكن كمان تعبر عن رأيك وتتواصل مع شباب بنفس تفكيرك. زون 72 بيجيكم في كل يوم السبت من الساعة 4 مساء للساعة 5 مساء على الهواء وعلى الإنترنت، فقط على أي راديو. عينك على جنوب السودان.
Yes, good evening, listener of iRadio, and welcome to the Zone 72 Youth Program, which comes to you every Saturday from 4 to 5 p.m. I'm your host, Barry Johnson, and I also have with me in the studio our sign language interpreter, that is Grace Amviko, making Zone 72 an inclusive program. Zone 72 highlights the rights and choices for all adolescents and youth, and it emphasizes on the three-pillared global strategy for adolescents and youth, putting young people at the center of sustainable development. Zone 72 Youth Program is in collaboration with the South Sudan Ministry of Health, South Sudan Nurses and Midwife Association, Shabab Le Shabab, Canadian Association of Midwives, and UNFPA. The program is made possible with support from Global Affairs Canada. Well, to comment on today's program, you'll be calling us on our studio line, that is 0911 or 0922 986 986, and for text messages, send to 0913 986 986. You can also stream this broadcast live by logging onto our website, that is www.iradio.org, or on our Facebook page, that is iRadio. You can also follow this program live stream on our YouTube channel, that is iRadio South Sudan. If you have questions about adolescent health, send us an email to youthzone72@gmail.com or call 0922 009497. We also have two hotlines, and they are toll free. If you want to report on GBV, you can call 623, and if you want to report on adolescent health immediate, you can call 885. And today we'll be looking at a very critical topic, and that is HIV prevention for adolescents. Adolescents are among the most vulnerable groups when it comes to HIV. And just to shed more light on today's topic, we are joined in the studio by Arob Daniel, who is Advocacy and Communication Officer at National Empowerment of Positive Women United, which is NYEPO. And we also have with us Susan Achen, who is a young adolescent mentor as well with NYEPO. Yes, good evening.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's quite amazing to be here with you people today.
Yes.
And I would like to say thank you so much for welcoming us. As already mentioned forward. Thank you. Looking forward for more deliberation.
All right. Yes, listen of iRadio, you will be given a chance later on to call in and ask our guest in the studio your questions, and you can share your comments as well concerning our topic of the day. Let me start with Arob. Can you just give us a general overview of HIV, including what it is and how does it affect the body?
Thank you so much. As I said early on, it's quite amazing for me to be here today to join the family of iRadio, and looking forward how we can tackle one of these most important and crucial topics here today. Advocacy and Communication Officer working with NEPU. Just briefly about NEPU. NEPU is a civil society organizations that champion to fight and advocate about the right of people living with HIV in South Sudan. And currently we are operating in more than 7 different states across South Sudan, and making sure that we advocate for the right of people living with HIV. And not only that, we are also providing, sexual reproductive health services, the protective gear to the people outside. So generally today, what brought us here in iRadio, we are looking at one of the most crucial topics, and that is HIV prevention in the context of young adolescents in South Sudan. When we talk about HIV, HIV is not something new, and many people know about HIV. HIV stands for human immune virus. And of course, we have what we call also acquired immune deficiency syndrome. There's difference between HIV and then AIDS. AIDS is a disease, but then HIV, this is a virus. When the virus attack you and brought you down up to the extent where you are already bedridden, and that is where we will say, this person is having AIDS. So HIV is one of the greatest concerns currently in South Sudan. Much as that focus of people are looking toward the economic crisis, but HIV and AIDS is also eating our young adolescents from down. And our attention we have taken too far from here. And that's why today we came in iRadio to make sure that we ring this bell for the young adolescent, for the parents, and for the people outside there, so that they also know that there is a disease that is consuming our young one. And what are we supposed to do about it? So this is briefly about the overview of HIV that I can give you together with our listeners outside there. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Let me come to Susan. If you can explain why HIV prevention is very important, especially for young adolescents.
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to be with you in High Radio today. I really appreciate and very happy to be with you for young and adolescents in the country. Yes, HIV prevention among young adolescents is very critical, and it deserved our urgent attention. Why it's critical? Young adolescents, especially those girls age of 10 to 19, are at adequate stage in life. They are explore their identity from relating and often peer persons. Yes, we have three different parts. We have highly vulnerability, we have limited access, we have long-term impact on those young and adolescents. Highly vulnerable adolescents are more likely to engage in risk-taking behaviors, often without understanding their consequence. Limited access services. Many health facilities are not user-friendly, and stigma can discourage young people from seeking health within themselves. Also, general disparities in sub-Saharan adolescents girls are up to their time likely to be infected. They are likely infected than boys of the same age.
Okay, maybe
yes, there are many ways young people are commonly exposed to the risk of HIV. Understandably, those paths in the first step towards prevention and protections, like lack of accurate information within the youth. We are having lack of accuracy within themselves, and secondly, unprotected sex. Unprotected sex, having unprotected sex without condom, is the most common route of having transmission among youth. This increase our youth in having HIV within the country. You know, many of our girls and boys in the country, they don't protect themselves using condom. They always said condom is for female sex workers. But no, I'm telling you, condom is not only for female sex workers. Condom is the part of our protection. Both of us use. We know we youth, we are the future of the country.
Yes.
And if we don't protect ourselves from HIV, what will be the future in the second 2 years? Things will not be okay with us. So we should know that we need to protect ourselves properly, correctly, and consistently with condom use. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, Arop, would you want to maybe add something on what Susan said? Why is it so important why HIV prevention is so important, especially for young adolescents?
Thank you so much, Johnson. When we are talking about these young adolescents, we are talking about the future of the country itself. We are not only talking about the future of the country, but we are also talking about the future of our family. We are talking about the future of the church. And we are talking about the future of that particular place where these particular youths are coming from.
Yes.
One might wonder, why are we talking about this today? We are talking about this because we are more concerned regarding the current rate and the statistic of HIV that we have among the young adolescent. We are very worried. How will the future of the country be? How will the future of the communities be? So it is very important to make sure that as a country, as people at the local level down there, we team up together to give out, sex education to these youth so that they know the right particular information on how they can prevent themselves. One of the biggest problem we have these days is permissiveness. You see, sometimes a parent might not be educated. The son or the daughter can be maybe educated or at certain level of education. But this parent will fear to talk about sex education to this particular child, not knowing that in this fear, he or she is giving more exposure to this particular child to get exposed to this. Now, where will the future be? One thing with HIV can also limit, life expectancy. That is one of the most important things that we are looking at here. So if able youth who are supposed to protect home, who are supposed to be there and work for their parent, have become more vulnerable to HIV and AIDS, at the end, where are we going to be? Where will the future be? And that's why we are saying it is very important as young adolescents outside there, as parents, we have a role that we need to play. As community leaders outside there, we have role to play. As teachers in the school, we have role to play because these children almost spend 8 hours in a day together with us in the school. So we need to make sure that we engage them in this. By engaging them, them in this way, we are clearing the pathway for our future and making sure that they have access, to this essential information which is needed for them to protect themselves. Because if they are protected, in future the benefit will be what? Will be us. As a parent, we will be the one benefiting. The communities will be the one benefiting. The government will be the one also benefiting. So the benefit cross-cut from, one section to another. Yeah, this is briefly what I can add.
Okay, and yes, you want to add something?
Okay, and we have to engage also parents, teachers, and community leaders to briefly, to be silence and stigma within our youth. Yeah.
Okay, and Arob,
Yes.
what are the current HIV statistics among adolescents here in South Sudan?
Johnson, I must tell you the truth, it's very worrying currently in South Sudan. Because when you look, as per data of 2023, let me say 2022 to 2023, let me begin by children. Children beginning from 0 to 14 years of age. There were up to 11,000 children living with HIV and AIDS. And these are children that will be productive tomorrow in future. Now come down, look at what? Look at women. Women age 15 to 49, they are 1.5% living with HIV. This is in the country, in South Sudan. And these are youths. Come down, look at also men. Men, they were 1.1%. Now, when you look for women, 1.9, and then men, 1.1, you will find that women is more higher. The statistical is a little bit high.
Yeah.
Someone may ask, why are women, what is about this? Why is that percentage for women is more high compared to this one for men? Women are more exposed to this than what? Than men itself. Of course, I will not get into details to that because I'm talking about the statistic. Now, come also in the same year, look at the rate of infection of HIV. 15 plus going up years, women in 2023, the new infection recorded in women, we have 4,200 in the country. When you look at also this in men, 15 plus years going upward, there were 2,200. You can still get the difference. Women here, new infection 4,200. Then for men, it dropped down to what? 2,200. Now when you come down to children from 0 to 14 years, you get there 1,100. women are more exposed to this. And yet women, they are also the foundation of family. They are the foundation of home. So this is in the context of South Sudan. But of course, when you look at also generally in East Africa, based on the data released out in 2023, weekly in East Africa, 4,000 young adolescents are getting infected with HIV and AIDS. South Sudan signed also declaration to become as part of the World Global Health Commitment to end HIV in 2025. The question is, if we continue being relaxed, the rate of infection will continue going high. At the end, as a country, we will not meet these global targets. That is one. Come down to us at the family level. If we continue leaving our children to go astray this way, they will get infected. And as they get infected, HIV comes also what? With it an economical problem, social problem, which will become as a very big burden if it is not handled well. So this is briefly what I can say about the statistic of HIV among young adolescents in the country. It is actually very worrying that we need to open our eyes and see what we can do.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Arop. Susan, coming back to you, you talked earlier on about HIV most commonly being transmitted through sex among young adolescents. So are there other common ways that young people are also exposed to the risk of HIV apart from the sexual intercourse?
Yeah, we have very many ways that people can get, especially, you know, what is now in our country, drug use. We are having many of our youth are involved in drug use in the country, and 1,000 of them. What will be the future of the country in the next 2 years? We shall not have the future of the country. And drug used, we are having very many youth of ours are involved in using drugs, which is not, especially is not sustainability use impact, but we are just telling the youth, our youth, to at least to protect themselves from all the things which are at the high risk. And sexual transmission infections. We have sexual transmission infection in the country a lot. It's likely syphilis, gonorrhea, all those our youth are not knowing what to do with those sexual infection diseases. Once someone is having syphilis or gonorrhea, they will just be relaxed. And they will not think of treatment for themselves. They will just be there relaxed. So I think we have to have a youth-friendly space so that our youth can be there and interact themselves in that youth space. You know, youth, once we mix youth in the facility with those other people, they can't be able, if a youth enter into a facility and get me a 48 years or 45 years in the facility, cannot be able to interact what is in her. And even if a youth is raped and has reached to the facility, cannot interact with that age. But if we have a youth-friendly space whereby we are having youth only in the space, yes, fine. If I'm raped, I will just go direct there because I know we have youth that I'm going to interact with them. Then I will be able to get my treatment in a correct way. But if not, our country, we need to open our eyes properly in the country for the youth. Thank you.
Okay, Arop, you want to add something?
Yes. She mentioned there are actually a lot of ways that our youth or young adolescents are getting more exposed. One of which is, having multiple sexual partners. Look in the context of South Sudan, where the economic crisis is very high. There are some people who tend to get down into prostitutions just because they want to meet that demand. The demand. So in the process of getting into this, they don't value the protections. At the end, their aim is to get money, but not knowing that there's an enemy that is also waiting for them, and that is HIV and AIDS. This is one way that our youth are also getting more exposed to this. We have also lack of comprehensive health educations. This in the school and also at the family level. It's very rare for our parents down there to talk about HIV and its prevention to their children. They only look at the moral aspect of life only. They tend to neglect this. So lack of this health education, which is comprehensive in nature to the children, is also one of the contributing factors that is making our youth to get more exposed to this. Then we have what we call lack of condom use. As people get down to to meet with one another, There's an advice which is always given all over the radio. iRadio have been broadcasting these different media houses here about people. There are a lot of partners who are running jingles, PAs about the importance of what using condoms, which is very important because it helps to protect you. Though it is not 100%, but it's there and always there to make sure that you are protected. So lack of using this protective gear expose our youth or young adolescent to contract this HIV and AIDS. So talk about drug. I don't want to mention about that. You know, when you consume drug, you lack ability to use your intellect. So when you lack ability to use your intellects, as women you become vulnerable to rape. There are a lot of women who have been raped. As men, because you lose already about this, you go on, you don't care, misbehaving here and there. At the end, you end up. So these are some of the ways that our youth have involved themselves, and it is also exposing them to the risk of acquiring HIV. Yeah.
Okay, and also Arap, you talked earlier on about parents having conversations with their children about things to do with HIV and also sexual education. So which other ways do you think that young people can also access HIV information more apart from the families or the schools? Which other platform do you think should be there for young people to also have access to have more information about HIV?
Yes, there are actually a lot of forums where people can engage to make sure that they get information about HIV. As I mentioned early on that, fighting HIV and AIDS, it is not only role of one person. It is not only role of health partners. But it is collective responsibilities that each and everyone need to look about this. Number one, I'm talking about the school. In the school, a child or this young adolescent can spend up to 8 hours in the school. And if we can integrate, which is also integrated currently, it is in this curriculum for South Sudan, HIV and AIDS component, and it is as one of the topics. By accessing this, or as teachers, by emphasizing on this, you will find that this young adolescent, this youth can get what? Can get this basic information which can help them to make well and informed decisions to protect themselves against HIV and AIDS. As a church, we have role to play. The church also talks about health itself. There's a lot of scripture that emphasize about health. In the book of Deuteronomy, when you also read in the book of 1 Chronicle, where God emphasized things to do with health to the Israelites. As the church, we need also to play a role so that they can also talk about HIV and AIDS. And through this, our youth can get enough information. We have website, UNAIDS, currently. They have a lot of information. We have also our website as NEPU, where we have all basics information down there. As youth, we are living in a global area where there's access to social media, to data. They can use their phone to make sure that they can also access this and, listen about, read about some of this information. So such website, the youth can get information, or the young adolescent can get information about HIV that can help them. Within Juba here, we have what we call the Stop Corner and also the youth center or the youth-friendly space. Yes, the youth always have been mobilized to make sure that they visit the one-stop center because this is the point whereby you get your colleague. You are a youth, and I'm also a youth. You're also a young adolescent, and I'm also dad. We come together, we share this, we have mentor. That's why we have Susan with us here. Because their role is to always be there and make sure that they mentor these people about HIV, they mentor these people about the sexual reproductive health, how is it used, and a lot of things. So by accessing this particular point, the youth can also get information regarding this. We have also other partners that can buy, a space on the newspaper. They can buy a space on the newspaper, so they can read. But unfortunately, when you look in the context of South Sudan, our reading culture is actually very poor. This is what I have to be very honest. And that's why even if online, it's very hard for the youth. Even if they have their phone, the best thing they can do is to what? To go on Facebook. And currently there's Safe down where a lot of ads about HIV have been run on Facebook where they come into contact with this. So summary on this question, I can say the youth can visit, available website, like the website for the MOH, the website for UNAIDS, the website for UNOPEFA, the website for CDC, so that they can access information about HIV and AIDS to protect themselves. The youth can also, in the school, they can also, acquire information regarding HIV. In the church, the church have also integrated this. There are some churches that integrated this. They also talks about health. That's what they call health talks. So they talks about this. I remember from where I'm coming from, we have what we call health talks, and they always talks about, this health related information. So through all those, they can have access to those information.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, Susan, earlier you talked about the condoms as one of the prevention methods, but what other key HIV prevention methods are available for a young adolescent who is listening to us right now?
Thank you so much. For the young adolescents which are listening to us now, we are having one is condom, as we have talked of. Then we have also PrEP available in the country. We have PEP. You have to abstinence also is there for the young.
Oh, maybe
but
if you can
PrEP,
explain them.
Can I explain how to use PrEP in the country? If you are using PrEP, you as a youth, PrEP you take the tabs is every day. If you have partners more than 2 to 3, and you are active on sex, you don't have a permanent partner for sex, you have to take PrEP. But PrEP at the beginning you take for 7 days consistently without meeting with any partner. After 7 days, then you now start taking it every day at tabs for all the time that you are not yet stable in one partner. If you are stable in one partner and you are not going to have any partner again, that's when you can stop taking PrEP. Then also we have PEP. PEP you take after the incident of sex. Maybe you are having sex with your partner using condom, then the condom bath. You doesn't know the status of the partner. She's positive or not positive, you doesn't know. So that one you have to take PEP for 28 days. Every day you have to take a tabs. After 28 days, then you go for HIV testing again to know the status. But what I can tell you, the young and adolescents, we need to protect ourselves. Because this PrEP and PEP can protect you from getting HIV, but cannot protect you from getting other sexual transmitted diseases like syphilis and gonorrhea. So that's why we always tell you to, if not, abstinence yourself. Be there. Wait for your time. Now in our country, you get children of 13 years. You ask a girl with 13 years, said, I have my boyfriend. A daughter of 14 years, I have my boyfriend. A boy of 15, 14 years, I have my girlfriend, which is very bad in the country. We need to know how to abstain ourselves from getting HIV and other STIs infections.
Okay, these prevention methods, are they easily accessed? A young adolescent can access them from, for example, any health facility or a pharmacy?
Yes. It is easy to access them from health facility. In a pharmacy, I'm not sure yet with PrEP. PrEP is a newly enrolled in the country in last year in December, I think. That's why we launched PrEP in the country. It's available in the health facility only, not in the clinics.
Okay. All right. Yes, listen of iRadio, if you have questions to our guest in the studio, this is your chance to call us on 0911 or 0922 986 986. And you can ask them your question. Remember, we are discussing HIV prevention for adolescents. And also those who are watching us on our Facebook live stream, you can drop your questions and comments there, and I'll read them to our guest in the studio. Yes, to you, listen of iRadio, call us on 0911 or 0922 986 986 and direct your question to our guest in the studio. Our studio line is open for you. Arab, coming back to you, can you share with us some of the misconceptions that people have about HIV? And I will come back to Susan to also hear from her, because you interact with the young adolescents. So what are some of the common misconceptions you hear from them? But before that, let's pick this call. iRadio. Okay, sorry, you can still call us back on the same number, 0911 or 0922 986 986, and you'll be connected with us live here in the studio. Yes, sir, Arab?
Thank you. I would like to break this into 4 categories. We have the biomedical intervention. There's a misconception that people have regarding HIV and AIDS. Number one, when you move different part of South Sudan, there are some part in South Sudan that they still believe that HIV is only can only affect people at old age. So the young one, no, they're already free.
Yeah.
And even if that affect them, so it will not kill them very easily. Number 2, there are people, they will ask you this question, that how long will a person die after contracting HIV and AIDS? And in the context of South Sudan, whereby you can die anytime because of the political instability in the country. Yes. As soon as you say 3 years, then the person will say, no, this is too big for us. It's too big for us. Number 3, another misconception that people have toward HIV in South Sudan. People tend to look at HIV as a virus. As I mentioned early on, that it stands for human immune virus. People tend to look at HIV as as a normal disease currently. We started looking at HIV. You can remember in 2003 when people heard about HIV, even mayor greeting people don't go there. But now HIV have already neutralized, and people tend to look at this as if something that is not too active. And focus of people turn to other novel diseases like the hepatitis B, hepatitis C, and the rest of other diseases around. So this is actually very bad, and it is also hindering fight against HIV and AIDS in the country. Not only that one, let's talk about this. Some people believe that HIV is transmitted through behavior. They don't want to come and greet. When they know this person is HIV positive, by coming to greet this person, they will say no. Yeah. By coming into contact with this person, to wali.
Yeah.
Some people, they will say zolde kalas dusukara. Because you greeted this particular person. So this is another problem. And then 2, there are some people that believe that HIV can be cured by the traditional medicine men. That means after when you contract HIV and AIDS, you can go and visit that traditional man down there. They will give for you some local herbs. From there, you will get healed. At the end, you go back there, you try this local medicine, and nothing will fail. Nothing will work for you. Then you will come back and begin accessing the modern treatment here. Other people look at, healthy-looking people. So long as someone is fat, then they will say, no, this person is very healthy.
Yeah.
But when they look at that one, then we say, no. This person here, it seems the person have also this, this disease. Yeah. Because the body of this particular person is very thin. But I would like to remind you, dear listeners outside, that HIV you cannot just see from your eyes by saying just because this one is thin, the person is having AIDS. There are a lot of people who are very fat and very huge that they have HIV and AIDS outside there. Now, other people also believe that HIV can also be transmitted through casual contact, which already I mentioned about that, and I will not dwell much more about that. And then other people also believe that circumcision can prevent you from acquiring HIV and AIDS. In some part in South Sudan, after getting circumcised, you find people, male particularly, they tend to misbehave. They go on having, random sexual intercourse with people because they thought and believe in their mind that they're already protected. And these are myths. But the truth is that being circumcised can only limit by small percent, but cannot prevent you from acquiring HIV and AIDS. So long as you did not follow the right procedure or the exact protective equipment, protective gear that is needed for you. And there are some people who also have very bad misconception about HIV that is being reliable, and it is promoting promiscuities within the nation itself. But of course, I would like to remind you, dear listeners outside there, and the young adolescent, that always use condom. The person you're meeting with, you don't know, and people are being advised, please take your partner, go get tested in the hospital, know your status, and this will help you so much. coming to the last one, some people believe that HIV is a immoral punishment. You know, when someone is having HIV and AIDS, the first thing that will come in people's mind, Johnson, is that this one is a prostitute.
Yeah.
But not knowing that HIV can be transmitted through blood transfusion that my sister mentioned here, sharing sub-object. It doesn't mean, or it doesn't show that this person is a prostitute because she get HIV and AIDS. So these are some of the myths that we have in the Republic of South Sudan, different corners. But however, as NEPU and also as other partners outside there, we are also trying to make sure that we advocate for this information. We transmit this information to all people. We conduct health educations at the community levels. During forum, we organize workshops, bringing local leaders together, bringing young adolescents together, having a youth-friendly space so that we can share this information. Because at the end, if we have good and free information, it will be very easy for us to achieve the global target that the country put in place to end HIV and AIDS by 2030. Yes.
Okay. Yes, Susan. Coming back to you, I understand you do interact with the young adolescents. So, what are some of the common misconceptions that you found they have? Are they similar to what Arop shared, or it's a bit different? When it comes to the young adolescents.
Yeah, it's very similar with what he has shared with us, but also to add on some 2 or 3 things. Or some of our youth, they used to say, if I'm circumcised, I will not get HIV.
Yeah.
Some used to say, if I'm going for sex, the first round, I don't use condom because that one is hot, there is no HIV. But if I will start using condom maybe in the 2nd round or the 3rd round. But you listeners, youth, I'm telling you, HIV is ever there. Though you are circumcised, though 1st round, 2nd round, all is having HIV. We need to protect ourselves from getting HIV and STIs within us in the country. If not, we don't have future in the country. In the next 2 to 3 years, we don't have future because our youth are now getting into sex seriously. If you go to hotels within town, 24 hours you get youth are there. From morning to sunset, you get youth are full with their friends. So we need to take care of ourselves, protect the future of the country in the next 2 years.
Okay. All right. Let's pick this call. iRadio. Hello, iRadio. Okay. We are not getting your voice, but you can call us back. Our numbers are the same, 0911 or 0922 986 986, and you'll be connected with us live in the studio. Remember, we're discussing HIV prevention for adolescents, and in the studio I have with me Rob Daniel, who is Advocacy and Communication Officer at NYEPO. We also have Susan Achen, she's also from NYEPO. iRadio.
Hello.
Yes, iRadio.
How are you?
I'm okay. Tell us your name and where you're calling in from.
Yes, I'm by name Deng Deng. I'm calling from Awu.
Deng Deng. Okay, what's your question to our guest?
Yes, my question is, how long do the symptoms of HIV take to show? Yeah, I just want to know.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Deng Deng, for calling us. Let's hear from another caller. iRadio. Okay, sorry, we lost you, but you can still call us back, 0911 or 0922 986 986, and you can direct your question to our guest in the studio. To those who are following us on our Facebook live stream, you can drop your questions and comments there, and then Arop and Susan will answer them for you. So Deng Deng, he's asking about how long does it take for HIV symptoms to show? But before that, Susan, let's pick another call. iRadio. iRadio.
Yes?
Yes, you're welcome.
Yes, how are you?
I'm okay. Tell us your name and where you're calling in from.
Yeah, my name is John M. from Jonglei State.
Oh, from Jonglei State. You're welcome.
Yeah, that's my question with it. To the video program. So, HIV, how long did HIV is spent outside? Because last time I heard that on 2030 they will be finished. Is it right, or how long it will take?
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for your question. Okay. So, Susan, you can answer the first question about how long does it take for HIV symptoms to show, and then Arop, maybe you can explain more when we say that by 2030 we don't want to have HIV in South Sudan. Yes. So, Susan,
thank you so much, the listeners, from the question from my brother. How long does HIV take? HIV, it's according to the immunity of your body and according to your blood group. HIV, some people you take after getting HIV infection, HIV today, you meet with somebody with HIV virus, might show up in the 3 months. In the next 3 months, then you can show. But it's not that you get HIV today, you go and test today, you'll get the virus. No, you can't. Some can go to 6 months. Some can go to 1 year for the signs and the symptoms to show the HIV. Even if you go and test, you will not get and will not be seen in the blood. But after the 3 months, that's when you can test, then you find that the person is HIV positive. All this duration, it means the person is still in the window period. The virus is still going into the blood, will enter into the blood. Then after those 3 months or 6 months, you find the symptoms have started coming on the body of the person. Maybe you will get malaria. You treated malaria today, you take only 2 weeks. The malaria is again back. You treated malaria after 2 weeks, 1 week, the malaria is back. You will be on and off with malaria, that malaria will not stop. At times, you will find all the time you feel cold, your body is not okay, general body pain is there. On and off, even if you treat, there is no change on it. You treat, there is no change. At times, also if the symptoms is now increasing, you will also feel headache. All the time you feel headache. The headache is on and off, on and off. Even if you take painkiller, that headache will not stop. So those are the symptoms. At times it will bring what we call, how can I explain it? Epijoska. Something like burning you from one side, from the head up to down. You'll feel maybe up to the chest only, like this one side will be burned. You will not know what has burned me. So you have to go and check that one also in the hospital to know that it's now started coming, the symptoms, the virus is now increasing in the body. So we cannot say it, if you get the virus today, tomorrow or today immediately I will be tested HIV positive. No. After 3 to 6 months, that's when you will be tested HIV positive.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Yes, and then Arop on John from Jonglei.
John from Jonglei, and he wanted to know when will HIV and AIDS end.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Mr. John from Jonglei State. I love that question. Johnson, let me begin by giving this background so that he can pick it up very clear. We have what we call ARV, the antiretroviral, drugs. Yes, the antiretroviral drugs, if someone is tested positive of HIV, it will be given to this person. As it is given to this person, there are concerned people that will continue following them up to make sure that they continue adhering to this particular treatment. Now, after a period of 6 months, this particular person will be tested. If the person continue adhering to this treatment for quite a specific numbers of months, you will find that the number of virus, what they call viral load, for HIV from the body of this particular person will come down. By coming down, they call it the viral will be suppressed. Yes, the virus will be suppressed. From that point of suppression, as the person continue taking medication, the number of virus will also come from being suppressed down to what we call undetectable. That means, even if you test this person here, it will never show that this person is HIV positive. And this person will never have the ability to transmit HIV to someone because the antiretroviral drug already what? Suppress the virus from point of suppression. It also brought it down up to the point that it is undetected. So that means at that particular point, if the person leaves the drugs immediately, the viral load will begin going upward. Yes, it will begin going upward. So at this particular stage, the person will continue taking medication. Even if this person had contact with someone, the person cannot transmit HIV and AIDS. Now, by ending HIV and AIDS, what we are referring to here is this. If all the people who are HIV and AIDS, if their viral load is suppressed and went back up to being undetected, by that process we call it, we have already ended HIV and AIDS. But then the guarantee is not there. So this person leave the medication. Definitely the viral load will begin what? Will begin going up very high. So when we say in the context of HIV that we want to end HIV and AIDS by 2030, that we all agree to make sure that we end HIV by 2030. So we are looking in this context that, one, there should be known cases of new infection we need to prevent, and that's why we are talking about HIV prevention in the context of young adolescents. Two, those ones who are infected, they need to make sure that they adhere to their treatment, their viral load becomes suppressed and get down to level of being undetected. Three, PMTCT, prevention from child to mother. We need also to open our eyes here to make sure that we cut the chain of transmission from mother to child during transmission. So at the end, we will reach and accomplish this task by saying that we have achieved this particular target. But even if we achieve, the achievement will not be 100% lasting, because should anyone disease immediately, it will go back. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Yes. Susan, you want to add something?
To add on what Mr. Arop has said, the listeners, we are telling you, our people in the country, once they are told that your viral load is suppressed, a person decides to leave taking medication. Not knowing that once you leave taking medication, is the more the virus will increase into your body. So we need to know that this ARV we are taking for the rest of our life in the world. If you are still alive and you already enrolled on ARVs, make sure that you are taking for the whole of your life. And if you are moving, you are traveling somewhere. Some people fear traveling with the drugs at the airport. Though you are working, you are traveling, put your drugs to be the first in your bag before you travel. Once you reach the airport and you find out that you have forgotten your drug at home, please cancel the flight. Get back home, pick your medication, you start the flight tomorrow. That is why HIV cannot end in the country. It is because of our not understanding what we are supposed to do in the country. Once you continue taking with your medication the whole of your life, as he said, though someone has tested you, you'll find that I'm HIV. The virus is not there. It's not seen. Some people, if she is tested today, he or she is tested today, find out I'm negative. That is the day that the person will stop taking medication. But make sure that once you stop taking medication, is the more the virus will increase into your body. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, as we conclude, because we are left with a few minutes, Arop, looking at stigma, what stigma do young adolescents or youth who are living with HIV face, and which support do you think they need to help stop the stigma?
Well, thank you so much. And when we talk about stigma, this is also another biggest disease that we have. And when you look at the stigma and discrimination and then HIV and AIDS, I would like to tell you, Johnson, that stigma and discrimination can kill person faster than HIV and AIDS. When you are discriminated, that means you be isolated. When you become victim of stigma, mentally you are tortured. Each and every time you want to go and have rest, you want to go and sleep, you will find that your mind is not settled because there's something burning up in your burning up in your mind. So one of the biggest stigma that the youth currently face when we look into this context is fear of being judged or rejected that lead many youth to hide their status and resulting into isolation. We talk about people need to go and get tested so that they know their status. But in this context, someone will go in the hospital or health facility after getting tested and knowing that he or she is positive because of existing stigma and discrimination down either at the family level or at the community or in the school or whatever case, whether in the church, this person will tend to hide down their status. By hiding down their status, that means they will not access treatment. By not accessing treatment, that means you are giving the opportunity for the virus to increase in high number. By giving the opportunity for virus to increase in number, you are inviting AIDS now to come on top of this. By inviting AIDS to come, that means your body immune system is already weakened and you become vulnerable to attack of malaria, diarrhea, and a lot of things. So, fear of stigma and discrimination. This is one of the biggest problems that our youth also have down there. We have also the friends, family, or romantic partner may distance themselves. Johnson, I know you might know also about this. You say in South Sudan and also other parts of East Africa, you may be having friendship with someone, but as soon as this person came to understand that you are HIV positive, the person will distance their self out. So because someone fear to lose their colleague, they will tend to hide their identity out down. So they don't want to give these things out. As young adolescents, when tested and they are found to be HIV positive. Now, they may also be unfairly blamed for contracting HIV due to assumption about their behavior, as I said early on. There's conception that as soon as someone heard that this person is HIV positive, they will just look at you as a prostitute. The only way people have in their mind, they look at the word from the perspective of intercaste. And then when you are also looked that way by the communities, then there's also biggest fear, particularly these are the children that is still coming up, the young adolescent. They are coming up with a lot of fear out and they still lack confidence, and their confidence need to develop at a certain point in time so that they can continue catching up. Let's talk about bullying and also discrimination in the school. As partly I mentioned this, at the school or on social media, young people can also face this problem of bullying and name calling and even physical threat. So they might also be excluded from peer group and also other extracurricular activities in the school. As soon as they know you are HIV positive, people distance themselves in the school. To interact with you like this one is also another problem. Why all this is linked to the question that you asked previously, myths about HIV. People doesn't know that HIV cannot be transmitted, through contact with someone by greeting, playing with the person here and there. So in the presence of this might that exists, you find people tend to distance themselves out. By distancing themselves out from this particular person, you are exposing this person to what? Stigma. And you are torturing this person mentally. So almost coming to end this, we talk about misinformation and then also the healthcare discrimination. In some health facility, generally in East Africa, you find that discrimination still exists against people living with HIV. Not only people living with HIV, but even against the young adolescent, which they also included under PLHIV. Sometimes when they get in the hospital, it's very hard for some nurses or for other medical practitioners to attend to them. It's very hard, and this is what is happening, and it is still also happening. And that's why NEPU is championing to make sure that we advocate for the right of these people, the young adolescent, so that they can have also access, to all these essential services that are also being provided in the hospital. So, part 2 of the question you asked about how can we now support and help to stop this particular stigma. Number 1, the school need to cultivate a spirit of open discussion about HIV so that children have clear understanding that HIV is not transmitted with contact by greeting this person here. That means when the person get in the school, the person will continue playing normal as other people, and their normal mental state of life will continue, to remain stable in this aspect, and they will not be tortured. They will not become victim of also discrimination in the school. So we need to normalize conversation about HIV. We need to educate peers. We need to educate the families, and then in the school also, we need to tailor this information according to the age of these particular children. By doing this, we can help them. As parents outside there, wherever you are listening to us from, we can help our young adolescent. We can do the right thing. We need to step up effort. We don't only leave our children in the hands of teachers to get information from there. We can also play a part from home. When I'm talking about this, Johnson, I'm talking about our sisters outside there. And I'm talking about our brothers who are also outside there. And I'm talking about our cousins. I'm talking about our nephew down there. Because we want their future. We want the future of each and every family to be more bright. Because when you have youth, this youth will remain as a backbone of that particular family. We may need to make sure that we step up effort to open discussion with our children at home. I know you might be going at work, coming back very tired. You don't have time, to interact with your child at home. But please make sure that you give some time. You give some time to interact with your children at home about this.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. I think Arab already concluded his. Maybe I'll give Susan the chance because we are left with 3 minutes to conclude. So maybe you can share your point briefly and then your last message as well to the listener.
Thank you so much. I will just add 2 things to what Mr. Arab has said. Discrimination from the family members. It is too much in our country here. We lose one of our friends last 3 months ago. She was discriminated by the family members. After the family members know that is HIV positive, they put her in a house that he cannot be able to come out. Urinate in the house, bathing in the house, even food. They send for her food and put by the door. Then she come and pick inside and eat. So that type of discrimination has made us to lose that boy of ours. So I'm trying to tell the listeners that once we hear that someone is HIV positive, please and please, let's take the person as the normal person that we have been with in all those days, as we are taking care of other children in the family. Then also at the facility level, we need to create a day for youth. We are facing this thing a lot. Once a youth go to take the medication appointment date, and met maybe an uncle or an auntie, immediately that person will disappear, will not enter the facility. So youth are complaining. We should put the appointment date to be different with this other people's date. If we talk of maybe Tuesday and Thursday will be the date for youth, we shall get the clinician, which is a youth, a counselor, which is a youth. Everything inside there are youth. So it will be easy for youth to interact themselves and to interact with their treatment. And if we don't do so, we are losing a lot of youth for the treatment. Once we are not there at the ground, youth cannot be able to go because of fear. So if we put those days, they can be able to go and interact with the fellow friends, do counseling, do health education within themselves. If a youth is giving a health education to a youth, can understand more than elderly person giving health education to a youth. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much.
And my last word to parents. Parents, we are guardians. We are parents and guardians. We are caregivers to our children. We are educators to our children. We are protectors to our children. We need to empower our children with the information of health for them for us to have stigma free in the life of our children.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Susan and Arop, for this interesting discussion. And to you who followed the program on our Facebook live stream, and also those who called in and asked their questions. And we meet again next Saturday on another discussion right here on the Zone 72. I was with you, Barry Johnson. Have a nice evening.